Good morning. Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. I was up late last night. Hey, I found some really excellent video of some potential UFOs that I want to share my comment and commentary on. I was up till like 2 in the morning working on my new monocular. It will not record for whatever stupid reason. Part of the learning curve. I can't seem to format the disc accurately or correctly, and the video button just will not record a video, which is driving me crazy, but that's part of the fun. One thing I want to be able to do is I don't want to overhype this or over sensationalize it. If I wanted to make a boatload of money in this topic, I could over sensationalize everything, but it's not about the money. It's about knowing, what's real. And who knows, you hear these, we're going to see a couple of these videos where the UFO shapeshifts. We've heard that these alien beings can cloak, go invisible, etc. They could turn their light orbs into something else. The list is endless, and in a way, this prevents us from being able to discriminate the anomalous from the regular, from the normal, whatever that means, from our reality. And it makes it, this is part of the intrigue, this is part of the mystery. It's definitely the challenge of this subject. And there's no question it's a challenge. Now, someone sent me an email, thank you very much, just the other day, asking if I'd seen this new video out of a company. I think it was Professor Simon, that brought it out, that there's a new company who is now testing drones outside at night. They're delivering drones, delivering products and goods to the local neighborhoods. And these things are gigantic. So we're getting the technology. We're getting the capability of being able to have drones the size of SUVs. And again, this makes it so that we have to discriminate ever more sincerely and seriously if we're going to get to the bottom of this mystery, which I don't expect we will for quite some time. Now, today's January 11th. Tomorrow is my birthday. I turned 64, and we still haven't seen any type of full disclosure movement yet, as Steve Greer said would happen about this era in January. And I've said in the previous video, I'm willing to give him till the end of January to see what happens. I'm hoping it does. I'm mildly skeptical. I did a big Trump video the other day saying, Yahoo, go get him, Trump. He said he's going to get to the bottom of the drones the first day. I think it's a rhetorical flourish, quite frankly. I'm excited because he is talking about it, and he is bringing it up with the governors, and he is televising it, and he is saying, yes, I'm aware of it, and I want to do something about it. That's what got me so excited. We'll see. I'll be cautiously optimistic. Today, I want to share my commentary on what I think is some really cool footage. Are they UFOs? I don't know. I truly don't know. So I'm going to share some ideas with you. I hope, if and when I can figure out my camera situation, I hope I can get some video like this. This will be very interesting. But again, I'm going to, I will be self-critical. Sometimes I really get hyped up and excited, and the optimism in me overtakes my rationality and reasoning. And yet, is that the best intellectual way to approach these UFOs, if they can cloak, for instance, or if they really can shapeshift? Shapeshifting just takes all of our ability to discriminate the real from the anomalous. It takes it completely away. We don't have a chance. Because if they can shapeshift into anything, then anything and everything is a UFO. And these books behind me are not UFOs hiding. You know what I mean? And I'm probably over exaggerating the idea, but not by much. If the UFOs can shapeshift into drones, why can't they shapeshift into automobiles? I mean, where do we? It just seems like it's erasing the line we can draw to test to see. And maybe they do want that way. Which, in my opinion, we can look at this optimistically and say, hey, they're not out here to just destroy us. And, you know, I've seen an idea bandied about that maybe we're their food source. So, of course, they don't want to destroy us. They already dominate us. We just don't know it. That's the best idea, kind of like we do with cattle. Well, that's not a very, you know, that thought's kind of depressing. Wow, but if you look at some of the evidence in the right way, I can see how people come to that conclusion. Truly. So anyway, let's get on with it. I want to share this. This guy's fun. This is the UFO man, and he put this up just a couple of days ago. Let's take a look at this. Now, I don't know how old this video is.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's stabilized footage that I have zoomed in times 10, also times 6 and times 4. There could be 3 to 4 beings visible within the object if you look close. It also appears to look like an eye, or possibly that it's breathing up and down, up and down. I don't know what to think about this object. I've never seen anything like this before. This is very strange. Take a look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think.
All right, I will. He's right. That is strange. For one reason, we just don't see stuff like that in the skies a lot. But what it reminds me of, to be quite frank, the shape is real interesting. It does give us the impression of a saucer, etc. But he mentions he's giving the idea that this could be a living being. It looks like it's breathing. Perhaps there's figures inside this. That truly, honestly, without question, could be a play on light. This could be a weather balloon. I mean, you know, when we hear the word balloon, let me do a drawing real quick, show off my artistic skills here. When we think of balloon, we think of the round party balloons, right? Whee! A round party balloon like that, right? There's nothing that says perhaps it might help with the lift or the ability of this particular thing that he videoed. If it is a weather balloon, perhaps the saucer shape, whoops, this bottom one, perhaps the saucer shape can help it maneuver easier in the weather. Quite frankly, we just don't know. But we do know one thing. Metal craft won't do that, right? So, you know, when you think he says a breathing thing, and that brings in the biologics, right? I'm skeptical of that. Quite frankly, this really could be a balloon in the wind. And the wind is making it, you know, it's sailing along. It's quiet. There's no noise, etc. So that's my honest approach. Now, it would thrill me to be able to video something like that. But if I did, what I'm saying right now is what I'll say on my own video too. So this has nothing to do with whether the UFOs are real or not. From my particular stance, this just simply does not qualify as a UFO. But I agree with him. It is interesting. And the cool thing about videos like this, hopefully videos like mine, is it's going to get more of us to look up into the sky, right? This is the theme. This is the idea. Now that is positively weird. For one thing, based on what we know about cloud formation is, I mean, that was moving very, very fast for a cloud. Yeah, I'm unless, of course, it was sped up. But to maintain its shape like that is really interesting, quite frankly, because clouds, they just disperse and they distort and they wisp off into the air, or else they come together in group either direction. This one appeared to maintain its shape pretty good. I get it. It's a 20-second clip and it did disappear over the roof. It looked like it had intentionality of movement, right? So, UFO, yeah, but alien UFO, I don't know. And again, you can always, if you're an ardent believer, you can always just say, well, yeah, they're shape-shifting. This is how they hide from us. And there's no real way. The issue with that approach is there's no real way to test it on this evidence. We just can't test whether that would be true or false. And so it kind of sits in the air, no pun intended. So that's that idea. I thought it was cool looking.
C'est d'où que ça clignote là? C'est de ce machin qui clignote par terre.
Il n'y a bien pas de pied. Quand tu te mets assis, il n'y a pas de pied. Moi, j'ai pas de pied quand c'est bon.
Ouais, on dirait un peu. C'est vraiment trop bizarre. J'ai dit un truc pour voir. J'ai dit un truc.
Hein?
Non, c'est qui est là-bas? C'est qui là?
So that was 2006, as we saw, and that's equally remarkably interesting. That reminded me of a merry-go-round at night, and maybe with some kind of a light stream. And I'm not proposing that's what it is, because I do think the context shows that it's up in the air. What is it? Man, I haven't got a clue. It's lights that are spinning in a circle. They seem to be oriented and hunched and stay together in a geometric shape as far as distance between lights. And then a few of those smaller outer lights continually, consistently circle around that. That is certainly not a group of airplanes doing maneuvers late at night. We can say what it's not. It's not a weather balloon, and it damn sure ain't swamp gas. So, as we begin learning how to eliminate some of the conventional explanations, this is part of the mystery of this whole subject, this particular thing. I have no idea what it is. Very interesting is what it is. I hope I can get some video like that. I'm going to jump in my car and drive like a bat out of hell toward the object. And of course, if I keep videoing, it'll be all shaky, and then everybody's going to yell at me for that. But that's something I would want to go investigate if it's physically feasible. If it's out over a body of water, you can't, of course. But so that's fun. This is part of what helps keep our interest in UFOs. Aliens, I have no idea. There's no real way to discriminate that based on this meager type of evidence. Now, the accumulative effect makes this fun and interesting. And this is kind of what gives some of the sensationalists their, they think that's where the rubber meets the road. They say, look, we have 35 different features like this. Obviously, it's an alien invasion. Well, there's no obvious alien invasion about it if that's what they propose. Some do, some don't. Interesting, sure. But there are a lot of anomalies in the skies, so not necessarily aliens from an extraterrestrial world. And I'm not trying to be negative, I'm trying to be realistic. In the process, discrimination is like a knife. You cut off the excess stuff that you don't want to use and get down to the crisp, clean core, if there is a crisp, clean core, right?
It looks three-dimensional. Here's a large disc shape passing in front of the moon.
I have no idea what would cause.
There are 3 other disc shapes, one in London, Norway, and Mexico.
Okay, that thing going across the face of the moon, haven't got a clue. That wouldn't overly excite me. But the one I just clicked off of, that is very obviously Saturn out of focus. So, and I get it, because if it is in the correct, if it's in the correct time of being videoed, it will look just like a disc. But that is truly, obviously Saturn. That is not a UFO. And this is what I mean. By being able to discriminate and judge and see what's real and what's not real, we make the case for UFOs stronger. And I mean, Saturn by itself is truly mysterious enough. It is simply staggering to look at through a telescope. I've done that a few times in my life, and it haunts you. It's gorgeous. It brings you to tears when you can really see it and appreciate the incredible planet up there. But to turn it into a UFO, to try to hype it up, etc., for me personally, that doesn't help. It doesn't do anything for me. So really, seriously, that is Saturn. I'm just not even kidding. Let's not pretend here. That is not a UFO. Fun to look at, though, really seriously. And I get it, the distortion. You say, well, those rings aren't exactly perfect rings, etc. No, of course not. You're looking at it through our atmosphere. Of course, that's not a perfect ring. It never has been.
Be alike.
No, that's.
Here are 2 other discs, one in South Africa and one in Spain, and they also appear to be alike. Here is a sphere holding a cube. We've heard about these. Now you got a good look.
Yeah, I wish it was better focus. My suspicion is that's too zoomed in. It's something else. I could be wrong.
Here are several what appear to be Tic Tacs entering the ocean and exiting the ocean outside of Catalina Island.
See, why is that so?
Here is an orb ascending into the sky over Russia in 2023.
Orb,
It
no.
is metallic in nature and reflecting sunlight.
Now, the Tic Tac thing over the ocean was kind of cool and interesting. That is not an orb ascending over the skies of Russia. That was a bird. This is part of what I'm going to commit to in my own UFO research. By God, if I think something's a bird, I'm calling it bird. I'm not going to fudge and pretend and imagine and try to bamboozle anybody. And I don't think UFO Man is. I sincerely don't. But that was not an orb. It just was not. Nothing against UFO Man. He's obviously gathered some, and he's done a good job, gathered UFO filming together for his own channel. And that's kind of what I do too. I comment on everybody else's stuff as well. And I say either yay or nay. And I'm just not convinced just yet. Fun to watch, but no, let's not call this extraterrestrial intelligence.
Here's an odd-shaped object that goes behind the mountains in Iceland in 2024. Here is a gigantic object near the sun in 2013.
that was the moon setting that was sped up. See, here's the thing. That last one that he said, that object going, it's the moon on a cloudy night that's out of focus and sped up the speed of the video. And I am sincerely not trying to insult anyone who takes these videos seriously. I expect the same type of discrimination with the videos I'm going to produce from my audience as well. Please keep me on the reality path, because we have enough fascinating natural phenomenon, but it is natural phenomenon that we can truly enjoy in our skies, and it is totally enjoyable. We don't need to mislabel it or make it more mysterious or make it more spooky or scary in order to appreciate that we live in an absolutely fantastic cosmos, right? So maybe it's because television has bored the absolute total living hell out of us, and we feel like we're stuck watching it because there's nothing else to do. There is something else to do. Get outside, go for walks, go for hikes, look up in the sky, study Mother Nature. That is vastly superior to any stupid television comedy that you watch over and over and over again. I promise that's a better use of your time. Walk around, keep your lungs healthy, enjoy the beauty of this world. And you might find something anomalous also, you know. You never know. So just sincerely attempting to keep it real. And sometimes this is hard to do. There's no question about it. We're all going to make mistakes. It's all good. It really is all good. This is kind of cool.
Here is a Crew 9 mission in 2024 showing an object changing trajectory. Here's a metal saucer above an airport in Hawaii in 2024.
Okay, so it could be a plane approaching. It's so fuzzy. Again, now see, I don't know what I'm going to run into. I am going to go to airports and I am going to video airplanes so that I can learn how to discriminate, so that I get used to seeing that shape, so that whether day or night, even with the types of lights, so that if I see that in the sky, I don't start squealing UFO when it is not a UFO. These types of videos are interesting, but again, they are so out of focus. And notice how short the time is to video it. I can appreciate his efforts, but that is not a UFO. That is a jet coming in. Let's just call it what it is, shall we? That's a jet. You can see the blinking light on the way. And see, you notice, once again, had he stayed there, whoever it was that videoed that, I'm not accusing UFO man, he might not have done that video. I doubt he did. But had they stayed there for 10 more minutes, they would have been able to video that jet landing on the airport, on the runway. You see what I mean? But if it's far enough away and it's fuzzy and it's kind of flickering and all that, ooh, that looks like a UFO at certain points because it's so hazy and distant and all that. So let's do a 10-second clip and call it a UFO. Bullshit. I will never do that in my videos. If I do, you castigate me. You say, yo, dude, BYP, keep it real. And what that means is it's going to make it really all that much more sweet, magnificent, and fascinating when I capture the real deal. But you wait around for 20 minutes. Look, if you really thought that was a UFO that low in the sky in broad daylight, you wouldn't take a 10-second video of the damn thing. Come on, seriously. If you really thought that was a UFO, I would have never taken my camera off of it, no matter what. And that's why I suspect it. And quite frankly, it's an airplane out of focus. Yeah. Fun, but not convincing. Now, what's this? Living plasma UFO, Mexico 2016. Notice how they label it so that it's mysterious.
Here's a plasma UFO in Mexico in 2016. It is amber in color and it appears to be changing shape.
So you're in the wide open sky and you stop videoing at that point. Now, this is something else I'm going to commit to. I mean, I'm assuming my batteries will last. Now, I have heard people say that, and I've heard it from legitimate sources, that sometimes the orbs will drain your camera batteries. Well, I personally hope that doesn't happen to me. That is going to royally tick me off. I'm not going to be happy if they do that to me. I want to video them. But okay, in this, just you're in the daylight, in the sky. One, it's an odd color. Amber. Wow, that is different. That makes it noticeable. Two is the shape and the changing shape of it. Oh, wow. Boop. And you're going to video it for 5 seconds in the wide open sky at day and stop? I don't think so. Another thing I'm going to commit. Now, see, here's the value. Here's the value of me going over various different types of UFO video clips so that we can learn how to discriminate. I promise you, if my camera is capable, if it doesn't goof, that's why I'm going to carry around a power pack with me also. But if my camera power source is available and my camera keeps going, I am not going to, in broad daylight, up there in the sky where there is no obstruction whatsoever, I am not going to say, oh, wow, odd color, weird shape, and then stop and say, oh, UFO. Bull pucky. Hell no. I will jump in my car and attempt to follow something like that while I'm videoing. And then, of course, it will be shaky. But you think I'm going to let that out of? You think I'm going to put my camera on and say, oh, yeah, let's call it a day. I saw UFO. Woohoo! BYP for the win. Crap, no. Come on. See what I mean? And this is, again, it's our learning curve. It's part of the process of trying to figure out how to get good video. This is not the way. That should have lasted at least until, sincerely, that thing went completely out of sight off on the horizon, and they should have kept magnifying it or got in the car and chased it down or whatever, in my opinion. And I talk tough and big now because I've never had this experience. Would you really get in your car and chase a UFO? What if it stopped and got out and kidnapped you? All right, in a way, that's legit. I get that, yeah. But I'm saying right now, my attitude is, oh, heck yeah, I would get in my car and I would definitely get on the nearest road I could. And I would try to keep following that thing and videoing it for as humanly long as possible. I am not going to stop videoing it the second it gets to that point. Not a chance. And I know I sound like a broken record, but it's very important. You see, what we're in is training. I say what we're in is training. I'm talking out loud for me because I'm going to start trying to do this. I'm in training. In order to train, you have to see a lot of video clips of alleged UFOs to see what to do and what not to do. To see and understand what to think of what we're seeing and what not to think of what we're seeing. This is critical training for me personally because I want the reality. And so, unfortunately, I'm taking you along for the ride, and I'm probably boring you all to tears, for which I don't apologize, because sometimes in school, to learn the mathematics, you have to crunch numbers. And it's not about entertainment. You show your work, period. Okay, so that's what I'm doing with this. I'm doing the work of training my mind on how to react, what to see. How am I going to do my videoing different? I can assure you I am going to do it different. I love Steve Barone's approach where he just puts the camera out there, baby, and let it video. He doesn't monkey around with all this nonsense of 10-second clips and all. Man, he'll show you 15, 20, 30 minutes. Yes, that's the key. Okay, one more. Let's do one more. And then I got to quit.
Have a rectangular UFO in France in 2008. I'm unsure as to whether this is a UFO or a grouping of drones. Make an assessment. Let me know what you think.
My assessment
Here is a
shake.
stabilized disc that appears to wobble in Denmark in 2020. Also, there are some cylinders that I wanted to show you on the left.
Part of the excitement and enticement and part of the frustration and maddening impatience with which I possess on clips like this. But he said it was 2020. I don't know why it was constantly going in and out of focus. Probably an automatic focus. I will not do that to you. I am going manual focus all the way. That's just how I'm going to do this. And again, the wobble, I am going to be on a tripod. Now, that's not to say I'm going to have perfect videos either. I'm not. I guarantee you. It's going to be a learning curve. I'm going to make a lot of really stupid errors. I'm well aware of that. I'm going to be kicking myself constantly. But on the other hand, when I get something, baby, it's going to rock. That's my hope, right? You know, hope springs eternal. But watching these various attempts at capturing UFOs, and some of the footage is older, which is an extremely valuable thing because now we have better methods. Put it on a tripod. Better methods. Don't zoom in and out all the time or put it on automatic zoom. Just get it on video. Hit the record button and step away. Let it record what's up there. Stuff like that. And I know I sound like a broken record, but we're seeing more and more examples. As more and more people begin doing this, you guys, we're going to see a more and more flood of what people are going to begin or have already begun and are saying is an absolutely overwhelming amount of evidence for UFOs, and 95% of it's useless. You can't be convinced of reality based on this kind of evidence if it's useless. And if it is useless, it does need more than just our comment, well, that's mysterious. We want to know if it's real. Everything up in the sky should be mysterious. I mean, literally. So, you know. That's how I'm. So this has been fun, and I'm not going all the way through. I'll leave UFO Man's. I probably missed some of the best stuff. I haven't even had time to go through his 98 full minutes yet, and I apologize to UFO Man. I like what you're trying to do. I really do. I applaud you. I think you ought to keep going. Just because I've critiqued it a little bit, I realize some of it's not your video, or maybe none of it is. It's all good. We're all trying to sort through the stuff. That's what we're here doing. And I'm applauding those who are trying to sort through the stuff. And quite frankly, we don't have a lot of explanations, but that doesn't mean there's no explanations that are natural. That's what I'm saying. So thanks for indulging me today. I'm trying to let my computer upstairs update so that I can try to figure out how to get my monocular to record video. I'm very frustrated. So I thought, well, while I'm being frustrated, waiting for the computer to update so that I can reformat my disk, I'm going to go ahead and go make a video for my audience. So here you go. Yes, you're welcome. I love y'all. Appreciate all your support and excitement with me. We're going to have a heck of a coming up year or two. I'm hoping. Hopefully it'll be productive and useful. If I don't find one UFO in the next year and a half, it's still going to be useful. And I'm not just saying that to cover my butt either. There's no guarantee any of us are even seeing UFOs, right? And I mean extraterrestrial, intelligent beings flying stuff up in the sky. That's what I mean when I say UFO. There's lots of UFOs. I get all that noise. That's splitting hairs. We know what we're meaning when we say UFOs. We mean extraterrestrial beings flying something, or beings that travel in light orbs and then show up. That's what we mean by UFOs. Just so the definition is crystal clear, I will always use UFO in that instance, because what other kind of UFO are we really interested in? A garbage bag flying up there 8 miles up in the sky that looks weird and mysterious and morphing, so that's a UFO? No, of course not. But we may not be able to identify it from our location on the ground, but that does not make that an extraterrestrial being, which is what we're all interested in anyway, right? I mean, none of us would be watching the sky if it was just trash and crap flying through the sky, right? Or our own airplanes. Nobody would give a flying flip. We never did until the UFO craze hit. So anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate all of you. I'm going to head out for a little while. I might make another video later today. Hopefully I'll be able to make a video with my monocular. We'll see. All righty. I will catch up to you soon.